Welcome to the final Friday Fuel for this semester for December 16th, 2022. Our annual longest night of the year service of healing and remembrance will be available for viewing beginning at 7 p.m. next Wednesday, the 21st. Join us for this quiet meditative service. And now here's some fuel for your Friday. Well, it's the end of finals week. We've made it through another semester. So exciting! And of course, as the semester ends and everyone's going away for the break, I'm thinking about Christmas. And I'm also thinking about some questions that I've had from students recently. One student asked me if we know what Jesus was like as a teenager. Another student was asking me about, did Jesus know that he could walk on water before he did it? And occasionally someone will ask about, what was Jesus like as a child? And there's a lot that we don't know. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the four Gospels in our Bible, don't tell us much about Jesus growing up. We have one story from when he was 12 or 13 in the Gospel of Luke, and he traveled to the temple with his parents, and then they left and he wasn't with them and they had to go back and find him. And he responds like we would probably expect a 12 or 13-year-old boy to respond, like, why were you so worried? I was fine. There are some Gospels that didn't make it into the Bible when the group of men was deciding what books went into the Bible. There were some Gospels, the infancy narratives and stories of when Jesus was young that they didn't think were maybe quite accurate. They had questions about the way that Jesus behaved and used some of his power on people that he got mad at and that sort of thing. So there are stories that we could refer to, but by and large we don't know. And maybe that's because those stories, while they would tell us more about who he was, they're not part of the ministry that he did, and they're not as reliable eyewitness accounts as the four that we count on. I don't know. But the one verse that I think of a lot this time of the year that tells me something really reassuring about Jesus isn't as much about his character or what he was like as a person, but it's John 1, verse 5, and I even painted a little plaque of it not long ago. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. So I find that verse reassuring this time of the year when it's darker earlier, and a lot of the times we talk about darkness and light in our Christmas and Advent services. But not knowing a lot about Jesus, there's a lot that we don't know. That's what I'm saying. The one thing we do know is that Jesus is light that shines in the darkness of all the stuff that's going on in the world, and that darkness has never been able to overcome his light, and that it never will. So I find some hope in that and reassurance, and even when things are dark, when terrible things happen. Not long ago we had the 10-year anniversary of the I want to say Columbine, the Newtown shooting. I remember that day and what it felt like, and how it felt like there was no light in the midst of that darkness. And yet I know that Jesus is light in the midst of that darkness and all darkness that we go through. And so I give thanks for that, and I find hope and reassurance in that, and I hope that you do too in this Christmas season, whatever it brings to you. And I will see you back here in January on Friday the 13th. So have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's, a new beginning, and look for where the light is shining. All right, bye.